Wap, 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 wap. Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 236. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to continue our conversation from yesterday. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back continuing yesterday's whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down? Same clothes, different day.
Same clothes, different day. Same day for us, different for all of you guys.
Yeah.
Today we're going to go into the depths, the murky depths of Universes Beyond. Talk about what we'd like to see, what we're hoping we don't see maybe.
We're going to go straight up your Universe Beyond.
As we do.
Yeah.
But before we do any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
Yeah, and I imagine your Commander deck needs, your Strixhaven, and Warhammer 40k, your Lord of the Rings full set needs.
Yeah.
And at this time, CCO Fusion 5, promo code, 5% off your whole order. Booster boxes, singles. We mentioned yesterday Pokemon cards, sleeves, deck boxes. They got it all. Of course, all of your gaming needs. So we like working with those guys, and we would appreciate. You're gonna fucking buy cards anyway. So if you go there and check them out,
Save some money.
You save some money. You get the max value, I guess. And they got a good buy list, and some time spiral stuff to them.
Yeah.
Good buy list prices, and it lets them know when you go there and you use the promo code that. Working with us, them working with us, that is a good relationship.
And it fucking is, because we're
Yeah,
awesome.
good one of these.
Yep.
Good one of these if that's how you roll. It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's good. Okay, Universes Beyond.
Wait, before we get into Universes Beyond, I forgot to tell this yesterday.
Oh, you got a funny gameplay story.
I have a funny game story.
Is this the one where,
Oh no.
Okay.
So this is another one of my pug stories, right? Just drop into a game because I wanted to play some Magic.
You said a
Pickup game.
Pickup game. Okay.
Pickup game.
I thought that was.
No, it's not a sex thing.
Oh.
No, it's just a game thing. So anyways.
Okay.
So we're playing this game, and there's this girl in the game, and she's playing a mono black. I think it was Shieldred.
Sure.
And the game's going on, and it's a good game. We're having fun.
Yep.
And she drops a Temporal Extortion.
Temporal Extortion. That is take an extra turn unless someone pays half their life. Black. Sorcery, right?
That is correct.
Yep.
And this one guy's like, oh, instant extra turns. What? No way am I letting that happen. And he's way ahead on life. Hey, he's at like 60 life. He's gaining life all day long.
Oh.
I'm paying it. You're welcome, everybody. I just saved you guys. You all suck.
He's the fucking macho hero guy.
Yeah. And then she goes,
Take 30.
Taps some more. Wound reflection. And the guy, like, you could hear him turn into a pillar of salt and blow away on the wind. It was amazing.
Fucking into a different dimension.
Like, the deadpanness of it all, too, is like, as soon as he was done being like, yeah, I fucking did it. It was like, I'm going to do this. Black.
Oh, man.
Wound reflection. It's probably on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, which you should be.
At the end of turn, you lose life equal to the amount of life you've lost.
Yeah, it was so perfect. It was so damn funny.
10 mana fucking get you dead.
Exactly. And like
Fuck.
7 hard black involved too. Like it was just insane.
That is a good ass story.
It was just really funny to see that. And the guy
that.
got salty for a second and then he started laughing too because we all just
fuck.
She's like, I didn't think anybody would ever fall for that. And then the other guy who was in the game was like, whoever expected to pay 10 mana to kill one person? And it's like, well, yeah,
Yeah, well, fuck it. You know what? If I get an extra turn, I still cast the Wound Reflection, and then I attack.
Yeah.
And it's essentially double all my creatures' power type thing.
Yeah.
And then on my extra turn, I'll fucking attack again, probably accomplishing the same outcome.
Yeah.
One person's dead. But to do it in the way that it happened,
Yeah, it was
way fucking better.
very funny.
I like that. I'm happy you told that.
That's a good story.
I thought you were going to tell the story where Chris Von Doom fell asleep.
Oh, yeah, that also. And we thought he was dead.
You guys must be so fun to play with. He literally was in the middle of playing a game and fell asleep.
Well, he told us he was going to go get tea, right?
Oh.
So then he just never came back. I was like, what the fuck?
Did he die?
Yeah, so we messaged Lenny. It's like, hey, you have his number. Can you like call him to see if he's okay? Like we figured like maybe he slipped and fell and burned his face off with the tea or something.
Oh man, he comes back looking all Ghost Rider and shit.
Yeah, but no, he just fell asleep in the chair.
Oh
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Yeah. So like that was just
Two interesting things that only would happen if you're playing Magic with and or against fucking Brando.
Who knew?
Yeah. So we're here today. We're doing full for anybody watching on YouTube. Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for the sub. You should fucking sub if you're not. I don't know why you're not. It's as easy as clicking a button.
You're already here.
If you're not watching and you're listening, because we are a podcast before we were any visuals. I don't know why we just decided to do video, but we did.
Here we are.
Yeah. I would encourage people to watch because there's always funny memes, and we get compliments on Joe's memes. So thank you, Joe.
Yeah,
and thanks to Tyler too, because people were thanking Joe on a video that Tyler edited. There are two editors, so big shout out to both of those guys.
We have two editors.
Yeah, that's special, and that is
100% fucking more than I thought we'd ever have.
That's infinity% more than I thought we'd have, because I thought I'd be the fucking editor for video.
Well, no, because we're here. Like, I edit the podcast and you edit the video part.
Oh, I understand.
Right? So
okay.
there's 100% more because now there's four people in the technical aspect of the show.
I get you. And you know what? Like, big thanks all the Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast. Helps with the editing.
It's how we have two editors.
People who share the show, people who give us a review on iTunes, 5 stars, who click the like buttons, the thumbs, the subs on YouTube. All of that is how we swindled business daddies into giving us Joe. So that helps too, and that's fucking free. And like we say every time, if you're going to buy cards and you go to Fusion and use the promo code, that helps too.
It does.
So all of those ways are great ways to support the show. And this is a bonus show that we started doing because we just wanted to kind of give you more of our non-deck tech thoughts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is us, and we're kind of the same when we're just talking to us and the camera as when you meet us at Magic Fest. Fuck, you remember those? And
Barely.
I think we take that as a compliment, right?
Oh, every time. When people are like, man, you guys are exactly the same as when you're on
You guys
the
are
show.
Exactly the same, except I thought your noise came out of his mouth. Yeah, right? And the other one is, Ryan's a lot taller than I thought he was.
Yeah, see, everybody thinks I'm the tall one because my chair isn't broken, and so I'm taller than you on the videos.
My chair constantly sinks, and in between video sections that we pause the recording or whatever, I lift my chair back up.
Yeah, but in real life, Ryan is taller than me, and I'm not going to say I'm below average height,
no,
but I'm not a tall man.
No, I think I'm 5'11", and you must be, I don't know, 5'8" or 9.
Yeah.
You're normal.
I can crawl through like a duct in a building.
Like Lethal Weapon?
Or Die Hard?
That's what I meant.
Or Alien 2?
Yes.
Like that kid that was in the van?
Yes. Or Toy Story 3?
I never saw that.
No, that's a vending machine. Never mind.
No, not quite that small.
You're not as small as Buzz Lightyear?
Oh, when I was a kid, I definitely tried to reach up into there and try to get the shit. Never could, though.
Never could, yeah.
Even when my arms are really spindly and
You
small.
gotta be
like
fucking
spindlier and smaller than they are now.
Gotta be bendy and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not. Bones.
Yeah, well, yeah, bones, but not bones from Treasure Planet. Every time I make a Treasure Planet reference on YouTube, people love it.
There could be a Treasure Planet. Universe Beyond.
Oh, well, that would mean it would be Disney, because that's a Disney movie. Done after Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, which we could see a Universe Beyond on.
We could see Disney stuff. We don't know.
We could.
We probably won't, but we could.
Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. We segued.
We did.
And I think that was kind of a group effort on our part.
We talked yesterday about LOTOR and Warhammer.
Lord of the Rings and WH40K.
Dub H4K, or just 4K.
Yeah, 4K.
Yeah.
What do we... Yeah, get our expanded thoughts on all that on yesterday's podcast, yesterday's channel. What do you think you want to see? Now, we know we're getting Warhammer. We know we're getting Lord of the Rings. Do you want to just out it, like properties that you want to see, or do you want to expand Lord of the Rings more? Because there's certain things that I think that they can do and that they ought to do and that I would like them to do.
Let's do
Where
that.
do you want to go?
Let's start with the Lord of the Rings because we kind of ended there last week.
Okay.
And then
Yesterday.
I am going to blow your mind. And I
don't know if you will. I'm sure you'll blow some people's mind.
I bet I will.
My mind's pretty hard to blow.
I've done it before. I
I'm
did it with
not
Time. Somebody bought a Time Spiral remastered box after.
Well, not because you blew my mind.
Nah, I blew your mind.
I got a pretty hard to blow mind.
And yet, here we sit.
Here we are, yeah. Okay, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
We've got to have a one ring.
Yes.
Is it going to be an equipment, or is it going to be Sol Ring?
Reskin Sol Ring is what I want.
This is what you want.
That's what I want. Because it's the most powerful thing in the whole mythos of Lord of the Rings. It's the whole thing.
Hold on. We got to establish a baseline first.
Okay.
This is something that I've been thinking about as a baseline.
Okay.
When do we get Lord of the Rings? They call it Lord of the Rings. Is it when the Lord of the Rings happens, or is it the Tolkien legendarium that we're getting that setting and characters that have existed in that setting? Because that setting exists over like thousands of years, like thousands and thousands of years.
I don't think that they would spend the money or take the time or the marketing effort to...
people don't know what happened in the fucking First Age.
Yeah, nobody gives... I'm gonna hurt a lot of feelings right now.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about the First Age.
That's my favorite age.
People give a shit about Sam and Frodo with the fucking ring, walking to Mordor, and throw it into a volcano.
And the Fellowship. They care about the Fellowship because it's elf, dwarf, man, hobbit, bunch of bad guys.
That's what people give a shit about. Nobody cares about that other crap. Like, we're going to see some tertiary stuff. We'll see some Tom Bombadils and some
I fucking hope we don't. That's my least favorite chapter.
Like, we're going to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the Lord of the Rings that you're thinking
story,
of in your head
the
right
Third Age, like 1319 of the Third Age, or whatever the fuck the year is.
Yeah.
Did I just quote a year from the Lord of the Rings? Fuck, am I that big of a nerd?
You fucking nerd.
Oh, man, I should just go be a nerd in my fucking basement. Nah, my parents' basement. Fuck. I shaved today, too. I'm not that big of a nerd.
Jeez.
I'm just kidding, all you nerds with beards. It's all good.
Taking your nerd card
I just
away.
can't grow a beard very good. It's super patchy on the sides and stuff.
I haven't shaved in 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming in thick.
Yeah, people have started to draw it on caricatures of me.
Oh.
So now I know I have some actual
ascended.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've leveled up.
Yeah, Brando Ascendant Beardo.
Beardo, you're Beardo. Okay, so
things that you want to see from Lord of the Rings.
It's gonna be the Lord of the Rings that we think it is.
Yes.
You want reskin Sol Ring? That would be a good idea.
It's a Power 10 card, right?
Yeah, maybe Power 11. I'd settle for Power 10 though.
Yeah.
Lots of people say Yawgmoth's Will. Lots of people say like Library of Alexandria is like the 10th one. I don't know.
I think
Sol Ring's a pretty fucking good card.
Yeah.
What if it was an equipment that when you equipped it to things, it was the only way to transform them to their other side? Smeagol transforms into Gollum, for example.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
Did people like meld and stuff though? Do you remember? I don't.
I think meld was a lesser quality way to do things like that. I think that it's just flip it over is way easier, but it is like meld if I need a different card before I can flip it over.
Yeah, you have
that
to
is almost exactly meld.
And the one ring would probably, because it's the one ring.
It just wouldn't change.
It's a fucking mythic rare also.
Oh yeah.
And now you've got all these cards that you need this one mythic to play.
What if they only printed one ring? Just fucking one card. Oh wow. Those would be like the golden tickets in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Except there's 5 of those, I know. There's 5, right?
I don't remember how many
Anyways.
there are. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Universes Beyond.
Hey, yeah, hey, Willy Wonka in general. Then we could get like nerd cards on fucking our nerd card game. We could get what else does Wonka make?
Gobstoppers. Laffy
Taffy. Yeah, I think so. Tangy Taffy or whatever. I don't know. It's probably called something different in the land of the free, like Smarties and Rockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they make Smarties and Rockets? Rockets.
Yeah, but they're called different things and some shit. I don't know. Lord of the Rings.
The point is Lord of the Rings.
So, okay, are we going to get a fellowship? Are we going to see something like 7 dwarves where when you have the fellowship, they give themselves a bonus? Is this something that you want or think is cool?
I think they'll probably put party on it, is what they're going to do.
Party would be cool.
And then they'll just have legendaries of all of the different creatures.
Do you think that we'll get flip cards? For example, again, equip with one ring, you flip it over. Or do you think we'll get like Aragorn on one side and King Elisar on the other side after some condition is met? He like transcends or becomes the king. Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White, that is.
Yes.
I
think that we're going to see flip cards going forward, just period.
I think we probably will too if this year is any indicator.
Yeah, they're just going to do that forever.
It's more card space, it's more complexity, it's more nuance, it's storytelling.
Yeah.
In the instance that we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Partner. Do you think that, of course, the set is going to be designed specifically with Commander in mind, because everything is now, but this even more so because they're probably not going to like print things on the level of Brainstorm power level, Thoughtseize power level into this product. It's going to be Commander based.
We don't know that.
Well, we can assume based on the trajectory that products have been on, right?
True.
Do you think we'll see partner? Legolas and Gimli, best friends. Gimli, only dwarf to go to the to sail to Valinor after he's fucking done his part of the story. Frodo, Sam, partner. Merry, Pippin, partner. Aragorn and Arwen, partner.
Would they be special? Like,
Partners with?
would that be them? Because I mean,
Like monogamous partners, you mean? Like Battleborn partners?
You could do it, I guess. I suppose you could do those.
I think so.
Could be neat. I'm just curious what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm curious about what they're going to look like.
when you read the books, again, here's some. If you haven't read Lord of the Rings, second most read piece of fiction in the history of humankind.
Wait, I got this. The first most read piece of fiction, the Bible. Emphasis on
Fiction?
the F word. Man, we say the F word lots on this show, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Anyways,
In any case, the Hobbits they suck.
they are pretty sucky.
They suck.
They're ones for one.
They don't do anything good. There's not going to be in my mind, there's no way I'm ever going to play a Pippin deck. Right? Like, really think about that, right? Like, Gandalf, sure. Gandalf, wizard tribal.
Pippin's probably the fucking shittiest one, too. He's the youngest and stupidest.
Yeah, he does all sorts of stupid crap. Like, Pippin comes into play, sacrifice an artifact you control. Full stop. That's all he does.
Yeah, he throws a rock down that fucking well, and then all the orcs come, and Gandalf dies. And then Boromir dies.
Yeah. Right? Like, he totally sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, are they going to try and gloss that over?
I don't know.
Right? Like, what are they? Because you got to have the key characters.
You know what? Like, do they? Of course, you got to have the key characters, and they'll be there. Do they? Do they just make them very interesting and unique? Like, just give them a weird effect.
Like Fibblethip.
Just
the
yeah,
Lost,
that's just
where you-
like, and that's a weird instance or example because Fibblethip actually has like a EDH deck with Proteus staff combo,
Yeah.
right?
But-
and like Negan and Daryl are bad examples too because Negan's a very powerful card,
Yeah.
right? And because he's a very powerful character in that story,
Yeah.
right? Pippin, not so
Pippin's
much.
a huge part of the story, though, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
or would they just have a like? Would the picture be or the card be? Who was it? Pippin and what's the other guy's name?
Mary.
Pippin and Mary on the tree folk, the Ent's shoulder.
Oh, Treebeard! I
And
can't
then-
wait to get a Treebeard card.
But Treebeard is the card, and then like Mary and Pippin are just there. They're just there too in the art because they suck.
Maybe.
They fucking suck.
Maybe.
And if their cards are really good, I'm calling schmutzy.
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 You know what I just thought of? You could play 7 of them in a deck, the Palantiri, and they like let you see the top deck of top card of everybody's deck or something, right? Like, I don't know.
You know what would be a cool reskin I just thought of?
Sure.
Based on what Treebeard does in the books where he brings the Ents to fight at Isengard.
Yeah, fuck everybody up.
If he was just a reskin of, get this, Avenger of Zendikar.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
that'd be
he-
a good one.
Right? Like, that'd be a fucking
Yeah, because
cool...
he's bringing the other plants in to fucking guys up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the Avenger of the fucking forest.
Like, that'd be cool.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
gooder. I like that.
I think
Yeah,
that would be
that's
a good
cool.
one. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that I want to see. Just saying that, like the One Ring is a Sol Ring, Avenger of Zendikar is Treebeard. Those are the kind of things. I
And
want
when
to see.
you say reskin, you mean reskin a la the Godzilla cards we saw in Ikoria, where it's the Godzilla one's a bad example, but like Ghidorah on one side is the teamer one on the other one that like you can.
Yeah.
It's the same card.
It's like Mothra's egg and then Mothra on the other side if you wanted to talk about flip cards. But
Yeah.
like you just have like
Yeah,
you're
okay.
just reskinning these cards as other things. And I think that would be a great way to get some cool reprints into sets.
Oh yeah,
Right?
and still give me Lord of the Rings,
And
but
yeah.
also give me Demonic Tutor again.
Yeah. Like, this is a great place to print all that kind of stuff, right? Like you could do the caves underneath Isengard where they grow orcs and goblins and stuff.
Yeah.
And that could be a doubling season because they just
Oh,
they're
yeah,
factory
yeah.
pumping out all of these useless
Yeah,
token creatures, right?
Yeah, and in the commander decks, you give me, you know what? You give me multiple versions of Command Tower. One is Isengard, one is Barad-dûr, one is Minas Tirith. That's the secret layer right there. Is 4 command towers, 4 different prolific towers.
Yeah, that'd be cool,
you
right?
get Minas Morgul, Minas Tirith, Barad-dûr, and Isengard.
But or
Orthanc is the tower.
Or all of those towers could just be different towers, like Phyrexian Tower and
Oh fuck yeah!
right? Like those are all those
yeah.
reskins. I think that's where sets like this, especially when it's a whole set, that's where
they
they're
got to
gonna
lean into reprints in that way, but still give us Lord of the Rings.
That's where they're
like
gonna shine as shit.
Give us the give us the glittering caves underneath Helm's Deep. Make that a mana crypt. Mana crypt's still $120 or whatever they are, right?
There you go.
You print more of them as Tarmogoyf effect. More people are getting them and getting into Commander because mana crypts are cheaper, but that drives the price of mana crypt up. So keep printing them. Give me a cave, a glittering caves or whatever.
Yeah.
Give me Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls is where the betrayer guy that the ghost army is.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, that's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be
that's
cool.
an $80 card.
Yeah. See, we're
Right, okay, that's what we want.
That's what I would like to see.
Let's lead into, just because I used the template for the regular show, let's lead into the strengths of this kind of product.
We just talked about it.
I know. Deep dive into other IPs that still give us magic.
Yes.
Strength. I think that's
We
universal.
just illustrated that, yeah.
And if Lord of the Rings isn't it for you, or Warhammer 40K isn't it for you, remember, it's like art. It's like the seasons. It's like the automotive industry. It's always evolving and it's always changing. Nothing about it's constant. So if this one isn't for you, remember, it's fleeting and it's going to be something else in a month from now.
Yeah.
So just, if you like it, great, savor it. If you don't, just kind of take your lumps and roll with it.
Perpetual hype train.
Yeah, there it is. World-specific or EDH-specific gameplay or mechanics. Partners, for example. Partner with.
Sure.
Or both of these can be your commander type thing.
Yeah.
And they can explore some flavorful magic tropes, Lord of the Rings tropes that they couldn't otherwise do for the more eternal formats. The same with Warhammer 40K is like you put this card down and you have to fucking measure. I don't know, like that seems a little bit ungluedy.
I know that they're kind of getting out of the dexterity based stuff.
Yeah, they're all the way out.
Yeah.
But
and you couldn't VEDH measure something. It's like, nah, it's too far.
Oh yeah, it always looks smaller on camera anyways. Collectability. That's cool, man. I'm into this. I would collect the whole set. So, I mean, that's probably a positive, at least for fucking WotC, because I have to buy more of it.
Yeah.
Before we get to what you're going to blow my mind hole with.
Oh, baby.
The weaknesses. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but to recap, the cost, the marketing, the fear of missing out. Some people call that predatory.
Yep.
Right? So decide what you want. Decide what you want to stay away from. And don't shit on anybody's parade, right? This is going to be a weakness. You're sitting down at a Magic Fest or on VEDH. If I see any Warhammer cards, I'm just going to fucking scoop.
Yeah.
You're gatekeeping me, right? You're denying me what I like because you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You know what? Like that's the Magic equivalent of being a fucking prejudiced asshole.
Yeah.
That's literally what that is.
Like flavor-wise, I'm not sure. I don't care for Shrek with a lightsaber flying around on a Voltron cat either.
I don't either.
But like, don't tell people they can't do that.
But you know what? My literal business is painting Shrek with a lightsaber flying around on a Voltron cat. Like, I literally do that.
Yeah.
And I forgot one of my strengths with that Warhammer 40K is you're going to actually get, like, whatever army you play, this much I do know. You take whatever, like, little guys that are in your army, and you get to paint them and customize them and be creative, and that lends itself to Magic very well with deck construction, especially in EDH. And I might have the opportunity to paint somebody's fucking army onto their Magic cards. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So real quick, non-MTG experience. You just touched on it.
Yeah.
I don't like Shrek, but I do like Lord of the Rings. So like I'll take some of it like summer. I'll take some of it like winter. I
think one of the downside that kind of comes out of that, extrapolated out of that, is if there are cards that you want. We're like, oh, I like that card. I would like to play this. Perfect example is with me and Daryl. I wanted to build the Daryl deck.
Yeah, you like what the card's text box says.
But the downside is now I have a Daryl deck. I don't give a shit about Walking Dead. I don't like the picture. I don't like this card.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a downside where if a whole set is something you don't like, let's just say for some reason you're not a Star Wars fan.
Or Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah, or Lord of the Rings fan.
We know we're getting that one.
And here they are. Well, I don't really care about Lord of the Rings, but I really like these cards. But now I just have these things that I don't like them. I wish they were Magic. I think that you could run into some of that.
You could,
and that's all subjective stuff. But again, when you're doing something that's fairly specific, that will by its nature be less appealing to the masses of Magic people.
Here's the last thing I want to touch on before we talk about the idea that you have.
Oh, so exciting.
Is the idea that if you don't get these cards, the Warhammer ones that are going to probably be exclusive, hard to reprint, like we talked about yesterday, if you don't get them, you won't be able to compete.
Yeah.
And my question is why are you trying to compete in EDH? It's a format that's designed to be fun. Well, all my friends are like super meta and there's an arms race and they all play CEDH. Well, if that's the case, proxy the card with whatever the fuck art and name that you want and reskin it yourself. CEDHers are notoriously okay with proxies.
Yeah.
And if you're playing with your friends, they're probably going to be okay with that too. Your friends, because they're your friend and they want to play with you, probably won't, and I'm going to use the G word again, probably won't gatekeep you on that. So that's great. And if you're playing at a Magic Fest, just have a conversation with somebody. And if way over at the casual end of the Magic Fest Commander zone, if those people don't let you do that, then those are the wrong people. And if way over on the end of the spectrum where all the CEDH people are that do let you do that, but their decks are too competitive or their meta's too spiky for you, there's plenty of people. Go find someone in the middle.
There's
and
literally
be
a middle
social.
ground there.
Yeah, be social and creative socially in the social format.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready to have your mind blown, Ryan?
Ready.
Check this out, Ryan.
Okay, so this is my mind hole getting lubed up. Lots of spit.
Okay. Now, this is me thinking. I was thinking about this for a long time.
Yep.
About what do I want in an IP. And, of course, I started going to, my favorite IPs, like Transformers and Spider-Man. And then I was like, maybe that's not what we want. Maybe we need to look at this from Hasbro's angle. Because part of what they could use this for...
sure as fuck what they're going to do.
Right? Some of what they could use this for is maybe... As opposed to a cross-promotional thing, they could use it as an advertising vehicle.
Like an inter-promotional thing.
I have said several times on this show that Hasbro owns my whole childhood. Everything I loved as a kid, Hasbro owns it.
You okay?
Every single thing. So let me set the stage for it.
Setting the stage would include expanding on that a little bit. He-Man action figures, Transformers, Magic the Gathering, sort of now, only recently.
Magic, Transformers, like G.I. Joe, Mask, every action figure line, with the exception of He-Man, actually.
Oh, okay.
Hasbro owns it. And it's like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Is that just a coincidence, or do they gravitate towards that because, kids in the 80s and 90s, that's what they liked?
Hasbro till all are one. They just buy them. They're buying them up. They bought Kenner, they bought... I don't know if they bought Tonka, but they bought all sorts of different.
Okay, and they got a bunch of fucking board games and stuff, right? Like they own Monopoly.
Yeah, they own lots of things. There's lots of toy companies out there, but they're the fucking biggest.
Oh, you know what? We didn't even go into where we would. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to let you finish, but I gotta say, Hasbro's the biggest company ever. No, possible crossovers. Look at Lego. Nobody fucking owns Lego except Lego.
Yeah.
Lego owns Lego.
Lego is Lego.
And some big executives and some public people also own Lego because it's publicly traded, but it's worth billions of dollars. More than WotC is.
Yes.
Probably more than Hasbro is. Because it's been around for so long. Lego did crossovers with Harry Potter. And the Harry Potter people that don't like it, sorry, Lego's done it.
They did Ninja Turtles. They did Scooby-Doo.
They did Star Wars.
X-Men.
Disney owns Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right? So it's and Lego got it. I'm not saying that WotC and Hasbro are going to do what Lego did, but you could see that there's maybe some similarities. When somebody like Harry Potter, 10 or 15 years ago, the height of the movie expansion and boom for that, and Lego got it, it's holy fuck, this is great for both parties because the Lego people are going to want to know what this is and the Harry Potter people are going to want to play Lego, right? So this is kind of the same thing.
Sure.
So you could maybe expect to see the same kinds of cross promotion. I'll hit you with another one.
Uh-oh.
I'll hit you with another one because Hasbro owns Monopoly.
Mhm.
Look at all the Monopoly crossovers.
Dogs.
Lord of the Rings.
Saskatchewan. Beer. Jelly Belly.
Harry Potter. Again, Harry Potter Monopoly. We've seen Lego Monopoly. We've seen Star Wars Monopoly. We've probably seen Transformer Monopoly. Look at Risk. Who owns Risk? Hasbro own Risk?
Parker Brothers.
Parker Brothers? Not Hasbro?
I don't know if Hasbro owns Parker Brothers or not.
Probably do. Yeah. I don't know if they do or not. But Risk, I've seen like the regular Risk. I've seen Lord of the Rings Risk. I've seen Harry Potter Risk. Any IP that you can superimpose a map onto, Risk has done it, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. That's what I wanted to say. I forgot to say it yesterday or earlier today. So,
You fucking guy.
Stupid idiot. Never podcast before in his life.
Check this out.
Okay.
The Three Blazing Sons of Prismos.
What the hell is that?
I'm not going to tell you what the IP is because you're going to go, what the fuck is that, you
Is
fucking hipster douchebag? Okay. But let me just I'm going to tell you this idea and you tell me if you think it would be a Magic set that you'd be interested in.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm ready.
So,
Lubed up.
Three Blazing Sons of Prismos. This is a kind of a world, a different planet called Prismos.
Are people going to know what you're talking about?
Some of them will.
Okay.
And some of them I'm into this Magic property. I think I would like this set.
Okay.
So on Prismos are humans and a bunch of crazy dragons and monster animals, much like in every other Magic set.
Okay, so we're already in the fantasy genre. If there's dragons and monsters.
Correct.
Okay.
It starts off kind of sci-fi, but the three suns align and they send a great big
Like the suns in the sky.
The suns in the sky align.
Okay.
EMP comes down, wipes out all of the technology and civilization.
Okay.
So society collapses.
That would be a electromagnetic pulse
Correct.
because the sun kabooms a little bit.
Yep.
It happens here all the time. That's what the northern lights are caused by.
Yeah, sun kaboom.
And wipes out the technology.
Yep.
So we're a little bit post-apocalyptic, but
Yep.
fantasy post-apocalyptic.
And from the ashes of this civilization rises kind of a medieval culture.
Okay.
Where there's knights and there's horses and there's all the farms and the
It's
castles.
kind of like starting over.
Right.
With no technology.
But it's got like kind of not a futuristic aesthetic, but like the armor doesn't look like a knight's armor. It's like crazy futuristic video game. Everybody has a different kind of helmet and weapon.
It's kind of like if you Google your name and then apocalypse armor.
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, it's
is
kinda like
is it a little bit Borderlandsy?
No,
Not quite that
It's a little
feature.
bit less. It's a little bit less apocalyptic than Borderlands. Like things
I'm
are
starting to
clean
get
and
an
there's-
idea.
and there's water and power and they can still do things.
Yeah.
But like, because you have all of the modern know-how, but you're in a medieval setting now because there's no electricity and machines don't work.
Medieval, but with plumbing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ravnica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Rome, I guess. Now,
Yeah. Okay.
to this world, a wizard from another world comes down to this mountain.
Oh, that could be like a P-dub. Bladeswalker.
Right?
Okay.
And he says to all of these knights, hey, if you guys can make it to the top of my mountain, I'll teach you how to do magic.
Ooh.
So all of these knights, they go through all of these obstacle courses, and all of our main characters, I believe there was 12 of them, make it to the top of the mountain.
This is starting to sound a little Lord of the Ringsy.
And this wizard gives them the ability to turn into animals. And they're called animal totems.
I thought you were going to say Animorphs, and I was
Nope.
like, you mother ass.
No, they're called animal totems.
Okay.
So like they got a guy that can turn into a bear, they got a guy that can turn into a bird, they got a lady
Yeah.
that can turn into a shark, they got all these different animals, right?
Okay.
So there's totems. And to some of these guys, they also give they have staffs, and each staff casts like a great big fucking super powerful spell that like lets them see the future or move at the speed of light, or summons this great big monster with a fucking flaming sword that can chop a castle apart. Shit, yeah, right?
Okay.
Sounds pretty cool so far, right? So now
Yes.
we have Totem Armor. Just built built right into
Built
the
right
set.
in. You've
We
got
have
powerful
We
equipment.
got powerful equipment.
Maybe
we
a
have,
cycle of them.
right? We have vehicles because the knights, some of them didn't have staffs, but they do have the ability to give life, and they can bring magical life to these machines.
Oh.
So now they have some cool vehicles too. So all of these things are magic related, magic adjacent, magic looking,
Okay.
and they all already exist inside the IP.
Okay.
Okay? So on top of all of that, it ties into a Hasbro toy line that they have been looking to quasi-revive for the last couple of years through comics and other stuff.
Okay.
So now we're on kind of the big paper thing. Now, the gimmick of this toy line...
You know that Hasbro already wants to fucking do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the gimmick of this toy line back in the 80s was holograms.
Oh, yeah, like the ones that they put on Pogs?
Yeah, like on each physical action figure, they had a little chest plate, and in the chest
Inside
plate,
was like those, like they shift from green to blue to orange to red holograms. They look like they're 3D set inside there.
exactly
90s kids are going to know what that is.
of the animal that they would turn into.
Okay.
So now we have a cool collector's frame that you can have
Oh,
actual
yeah.
hologram collectible
I wonder
cards.
what the thickness is of those.
I'm assuming with modern technology we can
We
get
can
away
make
with
them
this.
skinny.
I'm sure we
I seen
can.
how it's made, on how they're done, but it was like setting them into like something, not on a piece of cardstock.
But maybe.
But you want to talk about things that don't look like fucking magic cards? Holy shit!
So like it's very different. It's very strange, but it's something that would be really neat to see.
Yep.
Okay. All these cards are available in packs.
Okay.
Okay. Or if you want the super duper hologram versions of them, instead of having them in collector boosters or arranged like a masterpiece, you could pack them in with the action figure. So if you buy your Darkstorm action figure, you also,
Darkstorm, you said it.
there's no that's just the name of one of the characters.
Oh, okay.
You also get the hologram fucking version of his card, and on one half you could have the Darkstorm, the character.
And these are the action figure blister packs with magic cards in them that you're going to make into a Game of Thrones throne.
right.
And
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can flip them over, and on the other side, now we're using modal double-faced cards as well. On the other side of each of the knights, you have a Totem Armor card that is their animal totem.
and their flip cards too, which we've already established are going to be a norm moving forward.
And Wizards loved them. So now we've got basically everything is already a Magic set. We have that sounds like a cool setting.
Yes.
It sounds like something you'd be interested to see.
And there's potential for crossover into a brand that you're telling me that they're wanting to revive.
Yeah, that they've already kind of looked into reviving. And the action figures themselves are like, I think they were 6-inch or 5 or 6-inch G.I. Joes basically, but they were knights with cool holograms and crazy weapons, and they had vehicles, and they were all really cool.
Okay.
And that is why I'm telling you that a Visionaries crossover would
Visionaries?
probably be the coolest thing.
Is
And
that what it's called?
It is. And I know that you like Visionaries because one time, back in the day, you came over to my house and we were going to build a deck, and I was watching Visionaries on the computer. And instead of building the deck, we spent 2 hours watching the Visionaries.
What?
So I already...
You and I did this?
Yes. So
When?
I already know that you like this IP.
What house did you live in?
Temperance Street. I was watching it on my computer while I was waiting everybody to come over for Magic, and you were coming over early to do some deck building stuff. And instead of doing the deck building stuff, we just watched this cartoon until guys showed up.
What was it about? What were we watching?
The Visionaries.
Was it on your computer or did you put it onto your TV?
It was on the computer. It was just, and we were just sitting there watching it.
I have no fucking idea. Did we get drunk after?
We got drunk after, yeah. Not during, but after, yeah, because we were playing Magic.
Oh, I must have got drunk.
Yeah, but so like it's one of those, and it sucked, and it was really cool. It's got a great theme song. It's got a great gimmick. It's something that I think kids are kind of into, and it would encourage people to buy the toys because they want the super sweet pimp ass hologram version of the card.
You would complain about having to buy a fucking toy to get a certain card, and those cards would be worth at least the cost of the toy plus the cost of the card plus the card's playability, and everybody would fucking hate it.
You think?
Yes.
You can
yes,
still
people
you can
complain about having to buy the fucking card in a separate package.
You can still get the card in the set though.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like they're still in the set, just rare. But if you want it, like, hey, I'm gonna fucking buy this.
Yes,
There
I
it
think other card games have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like Transformers they're not the playing cards, but they have
Because
like
they had
special,
a card game, right?
They have special collectible things just inserted into each and every.
Yeah. Okay. So
right?
this is
Like-
not something new. The technology wouldn't need to be developed.
Yeah, it's already there, and it's like an IP that Hasbro wants. It's something that I think that people would be
I gotta look these guys up.
very into, and I think that that's where these not secret layers, these universe expanded things are gonna just fucking kill it.
You and I watched this?
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't somebody else?
100% it was you and I. Because I was like, because usually you come in and it's like, cartoons. But today you were like, this is fucking cool.
No, I like cartoons. You shut your mouth.
And we talked about Pirates of Dark Water, which would be another really cool crossover, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
right? Like
Pirates of Dark Water, because it's already a fantasy setting.
It's
that is
already a Magic set. It's already a goddamn Magic set, and there's so many that they could do this with.
Shout out to people who know what that is too. Hey?
Right?
If you know what Visionaries is, good on you. It looks like it was a cartoon. Pirates of Dark Water it started as a 5-part mini series that Hanna-Barbera did in like '92. Shout out to people who knew what that is.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's a good cut right there. Good cut.
It's just, those are cool things. I think that this stuff could really.
Oh,
do
here's the staves. There's the toys.
Yeah, and while you don't want to maybe see stuff like, I don't know, I'm not super pumped to see a Star Wars one.
It was a comic too.
Yep.
Okay, so then you're and Marvel did it.
My young friend.
So now you're going to see some Marvel comic kind of gurus of old in there too.
I'm a little older than Ryan, so I remember back in the day when
What year was this?
cartoons were basically just advertising vehicles to get kids to ask their parents to buy them toys.
Yes.
They can't do that anymore. And Visionaries was one of those properties back in the roaring action figure days of the 80s, where you had a cartoon, you had a comic book, you had lunchboxes, you had sticker books, you had action
Bro,
figures.
have you ever heard of Paw Patrol?
Yeah, well, that's...
Paw Patrol perfected that business model. Anyways.
They re-perfected it after the government outlawed it back when I was a kid.
Yeah, they found the loophole. Paw Patrol found the loophole. That's why they're so big.
Right? But it's one of those things where I just think it would be really cool to see. And I think that it would bring people who are fans of those proproperties back in. And there's lots that you could do. You could do stuff like Pirates of Dark Water. You could do Thundercats.
And when you...
right?
Oh, Thundercats, that's another good one, yeah. When you target that age demographic, you're targeting the people that grew up when there was nerd geek culture that existed, but it was a little bit taboo if you didn't play football or baseball or hockey, right? A little bit taboo. Now those people in adulthood have money, have dispensable income. Being a geek is in vogue. They have kids. You're remarketing these things that they loved when they were kids, and all of a sudden you're getting not double the investment, but you're getting reinvestment from the person. And then you're getting a little bit extra because they're involving their kid.
Yeah.
And that ushers in the next generation. I'm a big fan of products that do that. I don't think that that's predatory, because you're offering me something that I like, even if it is only in a secret layer. I want it because it's nostalgic to me. And I wish that people could see that, could understand that, and they could experience that different feeling, even if it is, you can only get this in these Commander decks. You can only get these in this secret layer. It still is the same marketing tactic. But if you flip it from Walking Dead, Negan, and he's a murderer and a rapist, and you flip that to, this was my favorite cartoon when I was little.
Yeah.
You're getting the same tactic, but all of a sudden it feels different. And you talk about the package, the messaging, who is this for? It's not only for me, but also my kid. That makes it special. It makes it so I can pass some of my culture down to my son. People talk about like culture dying because people stop caring about like traditions, and the traditions are steeped in like bad historical situations. Well, how about some good ones of cartoons that had like a positive message, like He-Man, that now I watch with my 3-year-old. And at the end, I make him listen. Like, it's not okay to like treat somebody a different way because they're different or whatever, right? That's a message from He-Man from like 1983.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm passing him along that message in a vehicle that he likes, a cartoon.
Yeah. And
that's fucking good.
And we're both going to sit here and say that He-Man would probably be one of the greatest.
We
Worlds
watched
Beyond.
we put on He-Man Best of season 1 and 2. Like, I own just a little mini box set. You probably have it too. And it's like 10 episodes or whatever, right? And the menu kind of like panned through the interior of Castle Grayskull up to the seat.
Yeah.
And the moving frames of He-Man are 80s cartoon. Like, you can tell what's going to move before it moves.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just all flat color, no shading.
Yeah.
And wow, that would be cool on a Magic card. And I do alters like that.
Yeah.
The background art in He-Man is otherworldly, because it's fucking otherworldly.
Yeah, it's on
it happens on Eternia and wherever She-Ra lives. Etheria. But it's otherworldly because of the colors and the details, and just the actual pieces of art they used for behind the characters was really awesome.
Nice. Very nice.
Awesome. You know what else is like that is there's a Canadian cartoon that's produced. It's in Ontario, of course, for Cat in the Hat, and it looks like Dr. Seuss. It's a kids' cartoon. it looks like Dr. Seuss, but the art style is like Dr. Seuss books from the 40s or 50s.
Oh, neat.
But it's modernized. So there's more detail and there's more color. And I'm not saying that would be a good Magic crossover, Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
But when you can incorporate some of that visually different kind of art style, like we talked about yesterday with the mystical archive. Mystical archive.
We've talked about so much other stuff.
Yeah.
I've forgotten what it is,
If you can incorporate some of what the mystical archive is doing with different art styles, and you can incorporate something like He-Man, like concept art from Lord of the Rings, like
the Visionaries,
like Dr. Seuss style art, that is important because it evolves the game and it brings different eyes and more eyes, but eyes that think in different ways and eyes that have different experiences where that art can mean something to them, like Visionaries means something to you, or how He-Man evolved into meaning something different to me now that my kid likes it.
Yeah.
He-Man isn't just He-Man to me anymore. He-Man is something that like I can do with my kid that is important to me as a father, right? Like it like that's what Magic can do.
I have
now
each and every episode on DVD and the sweet panoramic box.
I know. I see that panoramic box set every time I go to your house. And now that like Magic is exploring into that kind of IP, maybe my brother will get into Magic because he loves Lord of the Rings. Maybe my kid, if they ever did a He-Man Universes Beyond, maybe he'll want to play.
Yeah.
More than he already wants to play, but he can't read yet.
Yeah.
So he likes the pictures.
Kyla super likes Lord of the Rings too. Maybe Lord of the Rings is the set that finally convinces Kyla to let me teach her how to play Magic.
Yeah, maybe me and Kyla need to do an extended edition once the 4K Blu-rays like officially launch. I'm gonna pick them all up because I got a 4K TV.
Sure.
And I'm gonna pick up the 4K digitally remastered, and all the sound has been remastered and everything for the 4K launch of Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. I'm going to get them. By that time, maybe the Lord of the Rings set will be out. Kyla can come over. We'll get some fucking guacamole, nachos and stuff, and we'll just watch Lord of the Rings, and as the movie's happening, we'll just introduce the cards that coincide to that part of the movie and make her like see the connection between some emotionally charged part of the movie that she likes, that she's like attached to. Like, Rebecca still cries every time, like, Aragorn says, "You bow to no one." Like, Rebecca cries every time. So does my brother. Every time.
I say that to myself every time I wake up in the morning.
I say that to me when we're arguing about content. Don't fucking bow.
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm like, Brando, you bow to no one.
Yeah, that's how they do it, right? Like, that's us marketing Lord of the Rings to somebody. Is like, here's something that you like. I'm gonna package it in a different way. Here's a Magic card.
Also, right there, that's why they're not going to do any of that first age bullshit. Right there.
Yes. Yeah, not very many people have read the Silmarillion compared to how many people have read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Compared to how many people have seen the movie.
Yeah.
I think most people have consumed Lord of the Rings in cinematic form.
Yeah.
Maybe not of all time, but of people who play Magic, I bet you more people have seen the movie than have read the book. People who play Magic.
They're hard reads, man. They are not good books.
Yeah, when it's like 100 pages of Gandalf like talking about something in past tense.
Yeah.
Or why would you do the whole like Siege of Isengard by the Ents past tense? Why would you do that? It's like a highly charged action scene.
Why would you do the whole Mines of Moria in 2.5 pages? After you just spent a chapter and a half telling me about the fucking door.
Yeah. That's a tough one. The descriptions of the landscape, which is something that I'm very looking forward to. Basic lands and reskinned lands or whatever they end up being are going to be fabulous. Fantastic. And we always cover that in our set reviews, so tune into that one.
That'll be pretty cool. I'm digging that too. Tolkien was a linguist, not a storyteller.
That's why you did everything in past tense.
Yeah, that's why everything was a fucking hill and the history of the hill, and why he actually went through all the trouble of doing alphabets and languages.
And each character has 87 names, and maybe those will be the showcases. You'll get the same character with a different name.
Oh Jesus!
Holy fuck! And there'll be 18 of them. They're all the same art, like Teferi, except they have a different name this time. And then Watsy can't say, "Oh, see, we gave you a different card." It's just like reskin, and then the reskin line, the name line underneath the main line is like there's fucking 8 of them. It covers up all the art. Oh man. Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, it was an artist that you guys hated anyway, so we just covered the art, but we didn't get it recommissioned because it's too expensive. We're already paying fucking Tolkien family for this." So I don't know. That's a joke, but
we hit him with it.
Yeah. Hey, have we covered enough? CCO Nation, this is me addressing you if you're not watching on YouTube, which fuck it should be. Have we covered enough? Have we talked about it enough until it's actually time to review the product?
I think that we have gone through the some of the goods and the bads over the last couple of days. I think we've talked about some of the IPs that could be brought in, and in the good ways that I think circumvent a lot of the issues that people have with sets like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we have given a fairly decent accounting of our stances on it.
Are we level-headed enough? Like, we didn't sway towards, this is the fucking best thing ever, though it is good, and it's not the fucking worst thing end of Magic, though there are some sticking points or bad points about it.
This, I'll say it, this could be the thing that ends the Magic boom. It could be. It could be. It's all in the IPs and what kinds of cards are printed, and we can't talk about that now
because we don't know. And the packaging of those things a la Secret Lair.
Yeah, the things that we've been shown so far, I think are good.
I'll take the opposite stance.
Walking Dead aside, I'm not a fan, but I mean, Lord of the Rings, I'm all on board.
Magic is in a boom currently, especially an EDH boom, despite the pandemic.
Sure.
And it has been booming for the last several years.
Yeah.
This could be the thing that makes the real Magic boom start.
Like, we haven't seen a boom yet.
We haven't even seen a fucking boom. We thought we were booming because we were trending upwards. Oh, no. Like, Pokemon is booming right now. You can't even buy it, right? We can still buy Magic cards.
Yeah.
Right? We might not have even seen the boom yet. I might be totally wrong. And like the 17 or 18 million people that play Magic now, or however many people it is globally, maybe all the Lord of the Rings fans are like, hey, I want to start playing Magic. Fucking nerds, right? Like, who the fuck are this? Who's this Magic crowd, right? And then all the Lord of the Rings people come in, and then there's a Magic boom. Hey, this game's great. There's more fantasy IP. There's more stuff done by like Warren Mahi, who did Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like the 90s. Fuck, I love the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't even seen it yet. And that's the opposite of ending the boom, not killing Magic, but just leveling it off. And WotC's saying, hey, profits are down. We're not going to do as much weird shit. We don't have the money. We don't have the capital.
We can't afford to do fucking Mickey Mouse anymore because
Mickey Mouse charged us too much and nobody bought it.
Exactly.
And
we
then
did E.T. on Atari version of the Magic crossover, and the boom's over now.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we don't see a product release every month or 6 weeks. We go back to 4 or 5 products a year.
Oh,
and that ends the boom, and nobody's going to complain about that, I don't think.
No.
Just like nobody would complain about more people coming in and playing. Like, I don't know, people complain about that all the time. But.
Yeah, but I mean, stop that.
Yeah.
If people want to play our game with us, we should let them.
Yes, because games are fun, and playing with more people also fun.
Right?
And if just remember, we always say communication.
Yeah.
Like, just disclose and declare what you want your experience to be. Don't try and gatekeep. Don't try and withhold information because you're going to get that fucking slight edge in the casual social beer drinking format, right?
Yeah.
Okay? And remember, if whatever is currently in front of you, if you don't like that, it is fleeting. And just like the seasons, just like the evolution of cinema and the automotive industry and art and fashion, it'll change. And it'll change to something else. And maybe that something else is something that you'll like.
There you go.
All right, you want to thank the business daddy?
Sure.
Want to thank the patrons?
Patrons and listeners, thank you so much for intaking this show into your ear holes and your eye holes and whatever other hole that you like to partake of the show through.
Your universe beyond hole.
Yeah, your beyond hole. Oh, don't Google that. Let's not Google fifth base. That's not what we're doing here.
How about sixth base?
I don't even want to think
I don't even
about
know what that is.
Good. Oh, I'll figure it out. Get back to you next week. Thank you, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are our business daddies and your source for all your gaming needs. They help us keep the lights on so we can keep producing great content like this for you.
Totally medium. 7 out of 10
7
content.
out of 10 at best.
It's the high end of medium.
For the 7 out of 10 people out there listening to the show.
To the 7 or 10 people who listen.
On that note, we will be back with another episode in the arc of the Boogiemanders on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!